What I want to show you in this video is how to easily create paragraph styles and how to create character styles. And first of all, I want you to understand the difference between paragraph styles and character styles. Paragraph styles you apply to entire paragraphs. Hence the name, kind of makes sense. Character styles, you just apply to little bits of text within a paragraph. Don't ever apply a character style to an entire paragraph. And I've seen some people do this. I've got this one line of text, but you can see the paragraph return that is a paragraph. I've seen them apply a character style to that entire paragraph. Well, why is that a problem? I want you to think of character styles as like a second coat of paint. If you have a paragraph style and on top of it you have a character style, when you change the paragraph style, a lot of the time you won't see the look of the text change because that character style is still dictating the way the text looks. So get in the habit of, if it's a paragraph, apply a paragraph. Even if it's just a little bitty paragraph like this, it gets a paragraph style. But within a paragraph, you have a word or two, a technical term, something like that you want to emphasize, that gets a character style. So let me show you how easy it is to make paragraph styles. Here I have registrations, education, affiliations, years of experience, awards, and so forth. So those are little subheads, and that's worth storing in a paragraph style. So I've already fiddled with this text, just manually formatted it. I'll get my type tool, just click in the text to select a little bit of it, and really just clicking in it is enough. If you look over here in paragraph styles, you'll see there's a plus by basic paragraph, which is the only style that InDesign gives you for free. And that plus means that I've departed from the spec that basic paragraph is. So I want to make a new style. So here at the bottom of the paragraph styles panel, I just click this little piece of paper with the corner turned up for create new style. It makes a style called paragraph style 1. Now this is subtle, but I want you to notice my cursor's in this text, but my new paragraph style 1 brand name, and I kind of want you to think of it that way, hasn't been applied to that text. So I need to do two things. I need to tag that text with the style, and I need to give it a better name. So the easy way to do it is to just double click on paragraph style 1. That brings up the dialog. I'll just call this green subhead for lack of a better name. And that's it. I just made a paragraph style. So to apply that, I can click in education, choose the style. There you go. Affiliations, although I want to show you kind of a cute trick. Now I'm in the current version of InDesign, CC 2015, and in this version we have this color theme tool. It's a little eyedropper with a little strip of little tiny swatches attached to it. It's cute, but it's not the tool I use all the time. The tool I use all the time, and the one I want to show you, is hidden behind it. So I click and hold down my mouse button on the color theme tool so that I can reveal the eyedropper tool. Now this is a short document and this is kind of overkill, but it's a great trick to know. I'm going to get my type tool, click in education, and then I'll get my eyedropper, click in education, and what I've just done is vacuumed up that style. So I can come through here and go boop, 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 and apply the style. Awards though needs to be all caps, and there's something else going on. You notice that I have this little subhead, but it's kind of buried in the rest of the text. So I want to give this a little bit of space before. So I'm going to get my type tool and I'm going to select this word awards, and I'm going to make some changes to it. I'm going to make it all caps, and I'm going to give it a little space before. For that I need to switch my control panel up here to paragraph mode. So at the far left I click on the paragraph formatting control icon, and then I'll come over here and here's my space before. So I'll just move that a little bit. I think that's plenty of room. Now look over here in my paragraph styles panel. Green subhead says, well, you're kind of meeting this spec, but there's something different about you, and that's why the plus. So I'm going to come up here to the paragraph styles panel menu. Remember, every panel has this little indistinct icon in the upper right hand corner that I wish were more obvious. Click on that and choose Redefine Style. And what that does is it vacuums up what's true of this text and incorporates that into the style. But that all caps thing I want to double check. So I'll double click on green subhead, go into basic character formats, and sure enough it vacuumed up all caps, which means I don't have to type all caps. And by the way, notice when I incorporated that space before, that was applied to all the paragraphs that had been tagged with that style. So that's why styles are so cool. I have a misspelled word here. I need to fix that. So here I have a word that I've given some formatting to, and it's pretty simplistic, but I think it'll work for a body text. So I want to show you that little two-step again so you kind of get in the habit. And truthfully, this is how people make styles. It doesn't have to be complex. You fiddle with some text until you like it, and then you vacuum up those attributes and store them in a style. So there's my word. I'll come over here, and here's my two-step. Click once on the new style piece of paper, double click on paragraph style 1, and I'll just call this body side head. Once you get the knack of this, I'm telling you, the hardest part of this is figuring out what you're going to name it. And when you look down here in style settings, it tells you everything that it's picked up about that text. But you really don't have to think about that. All you know is you've vacuumed up the attributes that made that text look the way it did. When I click OK, there we go. So there's my body side head. I have to apply the style because this is actually multiple paragraphs. I'll drag down through here and notice that I'm not selecting entire paragraphs, but as long as I'm selecting part of them, that's good enough. My body side head, and I can use my little eyedropper here too. I can get my eyedropper, click in the text that has the formatting I like. You'll see that it switches sides and it develops a little T by it. Now I can come down here and just click and drag across those paragraphs and apply that style very quickly. And then over here, I'm going to apply that style to almost everything, but then I'm going to come back and I'm going to create another little subhead style. And this may be a little boring, but I'm kind of driving the point home here. So I'll get my type tool, click in this word midfill that I have formatted manually, click the little piece of paper, double click paragraph style 1, and I'll call this project subhead. And while I'm in the neighborhood, I'm going to put some space before because I know I'll want that. So over here in the left-hand column, I'll choose indents and spacing. And this is what I want, space before. So I'll just give that, 1/8 of an inch. And remember, if I don't like it, I can always modify that later. And here's where my eyedropper comes in really handy. I'll just get the eyedropper, pick this up, and then I can just go through here and find all the names of the projects. And then I can just essentially squirt that formatting on that project name. I've probably missed a few here, but I just wanted you to see what goes on. And I want you to understand how easy this is to do. And it doesn't have to be complicated. I think what happens is that people look at these style dialogues and go, oh no, I have to know all this. And you've already seen that you don't have to. So now let's talk about character styles, and I'm going to make some arbitrary choices here. Here in this description of Mr. Smith's experience, I'm just going to highlight landscape design, and I'm just going to make it italic. So I'll come up here to my control panel, switch it to character mode, and then choose italic. Now, on your screen, you may have enough room that even when you're in paragraph mode, you see your character controls over here. I'm on a very small screen just to make it easy to record. So you may find that you don't have to switch back and forth like I've just done. Now, notice paragraph style says, well, this was body no indent, but then you've done something different. This I save as a character style. So I switch to character styles, and it's really the same little two-step. Click the little piece of paper to make a new style. This, of course, comes into the world as character style 1. Double click, and then I'll just call this italic emphasis. You might notice too that character styles have fewer actual attributes, and for instance, if I show you basic character formats, you'll notice that some of these fields are empty. And what that means is, remember, this is my second coat of paint. Any underlying formatting is going to be left as is, empty fields. If it's another font, it says, well, I'll leave it at whatever font you've chosen, but I'm going to make it italic. And I can use my little eyedropper here too, but here's a little caution. The eyedropper is like a little core sampler. It picks up everything that's true wherever you click. So it's going to pick up the paragraph style and the character style. So I'll get my little eyedropper, click here, and then I'll highlight historic preservation. And again, I'm just being arbitrary with this. You get the idea. Yes, I know you could have very easily selected those little bits of text and made them italic, but then the beauty is, if I come back and I change the spec for the style, I'll just double click on it, and then just to make this obvious, I'm going to change the character color. This will not be pretty, but again, it'll be obvious. At the lower left, when I check preview, you can see, sort of by remote control, that character style has been applied to all that text. It's like a tagging mechanism. When I change the specs for the style, it's going to change all the text that's tagged with it. So here I'm doing all of this on a one-page document, but think how beneficial this is in multiple pages. So I hope this makes a little more sense now that you understand the benefits of paragraph styles and character styles, that they are tagging mechanisms. You change their spec, you change all the text that's tagged with it, and it gives you nice consistency and readability. And hopefully, too, you're clear on the distinction between paragraph styles and character styles.